The year is 2025. In gaming, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo reign supreme. But online, whispers grow louder, a name from the past resurfaces: SEGA. In the 90s, SEGA was the rebel, the cool alternative to Nintendo's wholesome image. With the Genesis, they challenged Nintendo head-on. Genesis does what Nintendo. Sonic the Hedgehog became an icon, a blue blur with attitude. SEGA pushed boundaries with consoles like the Saturn and the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was ahead of its time, pioneering online gaming, but its brilliance faded fast. After Dreamcast, SEGA left the hardware business, becoming a third-party publisher. Seeing Sonic on a Nintendo console was surreal, a truce in a legendary war. For over 20 years, SEGA has been a ghost in the industry it helped build. Their franchises live on, but the magic of a new SEGA console has been missing. Now, a question lingers. What if SEGA returned to hardware? The gaming world has changed, technology is stronger, the market bigger, and players more connected. A comeback would be a massive gamble, a David versus 3 Goliaths. It would take more than nostalgia. SEGA would need to recapture its old spirit. They'd have to ignite old fans and inspire a new generation. The stage is set for a legendary comeback. Could SEGA rise again? The world is watching. To understand SEGA's challenge, look at today's gaming titans. Sony's PlayStation 5 is a powerhouse, home to cinematic exclusives like The Last of Us and God of War. PlayStation is prestige, blockbusters, polish, and a loyal fan base. Microsoft's Xbox Series X is all about value and accessibility. Xbox Game Pass changed the game. Hundreds of titles, day one releases, play anywhere. Microsoft sells a service, not just a box. Nintendo, meanwhile, is the master of fun and innovation. The Switch is a hybrid marvel with beloved icons like Mario and Zelda. Nintendo doesn't chase power, they create joy and unique experiences. Each company has a clear identity and millions of devoted fans. For SEGA to return, they can't just be another version of what's already out there. They need a unique identity, something the big three don't offer. The competition is fierce, the market crowded. SEGA would be starting from zero, facing giants with massive head starts. Only a brilliant original plan could give them a chance. The stakes, everything. The challenge, monumental. What could SEGA offer that others can't? Their greatest weapon, a legendary library of games. Sonic the Hedgehog leads the charge, but SEGA's vault is deep. Jet Set Radio, Shenmue, Streets of Rage, Shining Force, Panzer Dragoon, Crazy Taxi. Imagine new high-budget sequels to these classics. Nostalgia meets next-gen. SEGA could tap into this nostalgia to build hype for a new console. But it's not just about new games. SEGA's back catalog is a goldmine. Picture a built-in service, SEGA Forever, offering near-perfect emulation of Master System, Genesis, Saturn, and Dreamcast titles. Not just ROMs, but a digital museum concept art, interviews, history. Access to rare Saturn and Dreamcast games would be a huge draw. This retro focus would set SEGA apart. Arcade roots, fast-paced, stylish, endlessly replayable. Older gamers would return, and a new generation would discover timeless classics. No other company has a library quite like SEGA's. By blending old and new, SEGA could carve out a unique identity. Their history isn't just nostalgia, it's their secret weapon. That's how they could stand out. What would a new SEGA console look like in 2025? Let's call it the Dreamcast 2. The design bold, compact, deep blue with customizable LED lighting, distinctly SEGA. The controller, inspired by the original Dreamcast but modernized. A new VMU, now a high-res OLED screen, displays maps, inventory or messages and doubles as a mini handheld for retro games. Under the hood, not the most powerful but competitive, 4K gaming, fast SSD, custom chipset. The price around $400 to tempt gamers away from the big three. The user interface, vibrant, customizable, full of SEGA personality. A virtual room you can decorate with digital SEGA memorabilia. The iconic SEGA startup sound, unlockable versions for extra flair. Every detail from unboxing to menus should ooze SEGA attitude. It's not just a console, it's a statement. Fun, rebellious, and unmistakably SEGA. That's the Dreamcast 2. A console is nothing without games. SEGA's comeback hinges on a killer launch lineup, revived classics and bold new experiences. The flagship, a new 3D Sonic, open world, fast and visually stunning, a true system seller. But one game isn't enough. SEGA's internal studios, Yakuza, Persona, must deliver exclusives. Imagine a new RPG from Atlas, or a fresh Yakuza entry, only on Dreamcast 2. Strategic partnerships with indie and third-party studios could bring unique, stylish games, maybe even a new Shinobi or House of the Dead. A major third-party exclusive would show Sega means business. The goal, a library that's distinct, stylish, and full of attitude. Sega should be the home for Japanese games, arcade action, and creative risks. Not every blockbuster, but every game with Sega spirit. That's how they'd carve their niche. In 2025, online service is as vital as hardware. Enter SEGA World, a digital playground, not just a store or multiplayer hub. Customizable avatars explore themed zones. Green Hill for socializing, a Shenmue harbor for trailers, a virtual arcade for classics. Standard features friends list, party chat, digital store, styled like a retro game shop. Sega Forever is the heart, a subscription for the entire back catalog. Weekly game nights, leaderboards, and prizes build community. Integrated streaming, official forums, and digital fan events keep fans engaged. A tiered subscription, basic online play, classic library, and premium day one releases. Sega World should feel like a club, a global family of fans. Value, fun, and community are the glue. This is how Sega could turn a console into a living world. The comeback depends on it. The announcement of a new Sega console would break the internet. Picture it, a major event, the lights dim, the iconic CGA echoes, a trailer flashes, Sonic, Ryo Hazuki beat Axel Stone, then the reveal Dreamcast 2. The crowd erupts, social media explodes, headlines everywhere. Sega is back. Nostalgia and hope fuel the hype. Gamers who grew up with Sega now eager to share it with their kids. The buzz would be massive. Articles, videos, podcasts, debates. But hype fades. Sega would need a bold, confident marketing campaign. Playful, rebellious, poking fun at the competition, just like the old days. The message, Sega is the cool alternative. The choice for gamers who want something different. Not just a product, but an attitude. Fan sites and forums would surge, custom console designs would go viral, pre-orders would sell out, unboxing videos would trend, launch day would feel like a global holiday for gamers. Seeing Dreamcast 2 on shelves beside PlayStation and Xbox would be surreal. Sega's legacy would be alive again. But let's be real. A Sega comeback would be a massive uphill battle. The industry is tougher, costs are higher, and Sega is smaller than ever. Competing with Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo means facing giants with deep pockets and loyal users. Third-party support is crucial. Publishers may hesitate to invest in a new platform. Sega would need to make development easy and offer incentives. Brand loyalty is another hurdle. Gamers are invested in their ecosystems. Sega's offer must be irresistible, exclusive games, unique features, a vibrant community. Success would require flawless execution. One misstep could be fatal. A comeback is possible, but far from guaranteed. Could Sega truly compete with the giants? Maybe. Outmuscling Sony and Microsoft or out-innovating Nintendo is unlikely. Sega's path is to be the cool, stylish, arcade-inspired alternative, the ultimate second console. Their legacy, classic IPs, and Sega Forever are their edge. They must deliver exclusive masterpieces, Sonic, Shenmue, Jet Set Radio. Community is key, a club everyone wants to join. Imagine years after launch, Dreamcast 2 has a passionate fan base, a thriving online world, and a reputation for creativity. Sega proves there's room for a fourth player, if they're unique. The console wars would be more exciting than ever. Whether it's reality or just a dream, Sega's legacy endures. The fact we're still talking about them in 2025 shows their impact. In gaming, the underdog can always return. The game isn't over for Sega, a new challenger could still approach.